In this video, I want to talk about easy ways to make your life more enjoyable. My channel is very focused on goal setting, productivity, planning, organizing. I just don't see the point in any of it if you're not enjoying your life, at least most of the time. And in this video, I want to talk about some things that you can do to enjoy your life a little bit more, to make things more interesting, to make things a little more fun, some mindset shifts to embrace, as well as actionable stuff to start doing. First, start with this mindset shift. If you have committed to doing something, go 1 to 2 steps above the bare minimum. If you're going Christmas light looking like you do every year, deck your car with Christmas decorations, bring matching hats. If you are going on a long drive, make your car cozy and create a themed playlist. If you're picking up a friend from the airport, bring a sign with their face on it and their favorite donut. There are definitely a lot of things in life that I think it's okay to half-ass. We don't need to go all out for all of the things. When it comes to the little experiences that essentially make up your life, go the extra mile. Those little experiences make up your days, your weeks, your months, your life. So even when it comes to more mundane experiences like dropping your friend off at that event or helping your friend to paint or move, go the extra 1 to 2 steps to make those experiences memorable. This can be really easy to action when you sit down and you look at your calendar for the week to come. Look at each event that you're going to or activity that you're doing and ask, how can I go all in on this? What's one extra step that I could take to make this a more memorable and enjoyable experience? Another way to create a more enjoyable life is to create more variety in your habits. So in Stephen Geis's book, Elastic Habits, he talks about how the appeal of a slot machine is because you don't know what you're going to get every single time that you go back. There's variety in the experience, it's exciting, you don't know what's going to happen. Whereas with our habits, we're doing the same thing every day, and depending on your personality type, that could lead you to absolutely thriving, but to some people, it leads them to becoming bored and then feeling repulsed by their habits is a word that I would use, just like, ugh, like I don't want to do that. I've done that every day for the last 2 weeks. One way to move past this is to create variety in your habits by giving yourself a list of options. So I like to call this a habit menu. So for example, if the feeling that you want to embrace in your life is peace or zen, the habits that you could do to support that feeling are things like meditation, a long walk in nature, as well as journaling. All of those things contribute to a feeling of peace. So instead of committing to doing just one every day, commit to choosing one of the 3, one of the habits from your menu. You might wake up one day and decide that you're going to open up your app Intention, my app for self-care and mindset exercises that are highly actionable. You're going to choose the self-compassion meditation and you're going to have a really emotional but fulfilling session of meditation. Or you might wake up and be like, I'm just going to go on a long walk in nature today, no podcasts, no music. That'll create a feeling of zen. Or you are going to journal on your limiting money beliefs, which will create feelings of zen in the future. All of those things are going to get you to where you want to go, but you'll also feel a little less trapped and a little less bored during your days. I think this one is for a certain personality type, but it's definitely something that appeals to me. To take action on this, try picking a feeling that you want to work towards and then think of the different habits that could support that, creating your own little habit menu. The next way to make life more enjoyable is to add creative constraints in the areas of your life where you feel uninspired. So maybe there are some areas in your life where you used to get a lot of enjoyment out of it, but now you feel a little lackluster, a little bit about it. In Thomas Frank's Skillshare class, Productivity for Creatives, he talks about how when he was feeling uninspired by video creation, he created a 1-hour morning routine. But his constraint was that he had to create it within the style of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Not only did it make the process of video creation more enjoyable, but it also gave him a whole bunch of learnings when it comes to setting up shots, creating certain styles, using his camera. When you have no creative constraints, it can lead to being complacent, particularly if whatever you've done has worked for you. You follow the path of least resistance because that's kind of what our brains are made to do, and it makes sense, but then you end up bored, you end up feeling uninspired, and that's where creative constraints can come in. You can do this in any areas of your life. It doesn't just have to be about video creation. It can be about the clothes that you wear every day, the posts that you put up, the articles that you write, the way that you decorate your home. There are different kind of constraints that you can use to get yourself inspired again and to turn things that were once fun into something that is once again fun. Firstly, you have input constraints, so things like time, money, materials. So create jewelry, but create your jewelry from only things that were once garbage. Create a prototype, but give yourself only a day to create it. Create an amazing meal, but use only what is in your cupboard currently to make it. You can also create rules to follow while you carry out your process. So, for example, dress yourself for a week, but use the word magic to inspire you. Every outfit has to be inspired by the word magic. Create your videos reviewing romantic comedies, but do it in the style of a crash course on YouTube. Create an article, but under 300 words. This video is sponsored by Skillshare, which is where I watched Thomas Frank's course on productivity for creatives. I'm going to have the name of that class below, as well as a link to Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes in all of the areas. Explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. They have classes on things like productivity, creativity, creative writing, watercolor, photography, and of course, my very own class. And honestly, it's the perfect time of year to do this class, which is all about designing your life, 4 exercises for motivation and clarity. A bunch of exercises that I personally like to go back to whenever I need to reinvigorate my life and reanalyze my life a little bit. It's curated specifically for learning. There are absolutely no advertisements, and they are launching new premium content truly all the time, usually from top creators. That way you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. Sign up to Skillshare. It's under $10 a month for an annual subscription, and the first 1,000 of my subscribers to use the link down in the description below will actually get their first 1 month for free. Use the link in the description down below to start exploring your creativity today. The next way to create a more enjoyable life is to learn how to have hard conversations, and this very heavily leans on the quote, "Hard choices, easy life, easy choices, hard life." Because obviously, having hard conversations is not a fun time. It's usually not enjoyable, but the benefits that you get after the fact definitely make your life more enjoyable. Something that I journaled a while ago was most of your problems can be solved through a hard conversation. That hard conversation could be with yourself, sitting yourself down, having a tough conversation, but a lot of the time it is also with other people in your life. If you think about the problems your friends have shared with you recently, a lot of them are going to be interpersonal. So things like my mom keeps on overstepping my boundaries, my friends are taking advantage of me, my boss keeps on undermining me during meetings, my colleague has no idea what they're doing. All of those problems require a hard conversation in order to solve them, but most of them don't get one. There's a lot of talking about the problem, feeling frustrated about the problem, but rarely do people actually have a hard conversation with the person that they're struggling with. Not all hard conversations immediately solve problems, by no means, but by having them, you're taking responsibility for the problem and you're doing something about it. You can exist knowing that you're not just constantly complaining about stuff, but you are doing stuff about stuff. Learning to have hard conversations with people has absolutely been one of the most difficult journeys for me as someone who, like many others, has been raised to put my happiness on the line for other people. Some resources that I personally have loved have been Haley Page McGee on Instagram. I absolutely love her account, great for a recovering people pleaser, as well as the absolute classic, life-changing book on nonviolent communication. The next way to create a more enjoyable life is something that I have been doing lately, which is deciding on the mood that you want to create in your life and then taking just 1-step actions to create that mood. So for example, right now it is winter where I live, and if you follow me on Instagram, I've talked about how winter usually makes me miserable. I dread it every single year. I hate the cold weather. I really don't like gloomy days, but I've decided this year that winter will not be miserable. It will be cozy. Creating a cozy mood in my house isn't really an ongoing commitment. There are just a few little steps that I can take, lighting some candles, getting some really warm lights, getting my hoodie set. So to embrace this mood, it's not like I'm creating a list of daily hygge habits to do in my life. I'm doing 1-step actions that I never really have to revisit. Cozy just means candles, it means fairy lights, it means blankets, it means warm lights in your home. These are little changes that you can make to your environment to create a cozy mood. And a lot of moods can be created with just 1-step actions. Feeling a little magical could mean investing in some glittery lip gloss, cracking out Harry Potter, buying yourself flowers. I feel like back in the day, the people who did this really well were those girls on YouTube. They had a new look to their room for every month of the year. Most of it was DIY and inexpensive. And I just think we all need to follow suit. Decide on the mood that you want to create for your home and then take little one-step actions to start creating that mood. If you liked this video, you might be in the mindset to do some mid-year resetting, and if you are, I have a few videos for you. I'm gonna have a link to a playlist of all of my reset videos that I have created that will get you in a really fresh mood, a clean slatey mood, let's make changes mood. That's gonna be on the screen as well as down below. I appreciate you so very much, and I will see you soon.